The system is called thermal energy storage system, and using this system we can study the characteristics of thermal energy storage using PCM materials, also known as phase changing materials. So this system is divided into three parts. The first one is control panel. The second part is PCMs. So PCMs are phase changing materials. Here we are using three types of phase changing materials: paraffin wax, organic fatty acid, and paraffin wax and organic fatty acid cascaded together. So the melting point of paraffin wax is 55 degrees Celsius and melting point of fatty acid is 65 degrees Celsius. And the third part is tanks. So we have three tanks: cold water tank, used STF tank. So STF is heat transfer fluid, and third one is hot water tank. So here what we are doing is we are using water as STF here. So we are here heating the water more than the melting point of phase changing material, and then we pass the water through PCM cylinders. So when hot water is passed through PCM cylinder, the PCM starts melting and stores thermal energy. This process is called charging. After that, we stop the flow of STF and leave PCM for some time. So this process is called storage. And then after some time, we can pass cold water through PCM cylinders. The temperature of PCM goes down and it again solidifies, giving stored energy to cold water, and hence we can obtain heated water. This is called discharging. So there are three processes involved: charging, storing, and discharging, just like a battery. Now let's start with the demonstration. Firstly, we have to fill cold water tank with water at ambient temperature. This water will be used as the HTF. To use it as HTF, we have to transfer this to hot water tank using pump. To switch on the pump, we use pump switch. The water starts flowing from cold water tank to hot water tank, and once the tank is filled, we have to switch off the pump. Once the hot water tank is filled, we have to heat up the water so that it can be used as the HTF. We can use heaters available on both sides to heat up the water, or we can also use solar thermal collectors such as FPC, ETC to supply heated water to hot water tank instead of using the inbuilt heaters. So we have these switches to switch on the heater on the control panel. Once we switch them on, we can monitor the HTF source temperature using this meter. We can see the temperature is rising. Once the water temperature reaches the desired value, and the desired value will be higher than the melting point of phase changing materials, we can switch off the heater. So we have to remember one thing, that higher the temperature, faster will be the charging process. So we can even go up to 100 degrees Celsius to use water as HTF. To switch off the heaters, we switch off these switches. Now we can start the charging process. to start charging process, we have to transfer the fluid, the hot HTF, from hot water tank to the desired PCM cylinder. So there are 3 PCM cylinders available with us. So we can see 3 cylinders. There is fatty acid cylinder, there is paraffin wax cylinder, and there is a cascaded cylinder with paraffin wax and fatty acid half-half. Each of these cylinders have individual valves and individual gate valves. So we can transfer the hot water from hot water tank to any of these cylinders on which we are experimenting, on whichever material we are experimenting. So right now I have opened the valve for fatty acid. Now I have to set the desired flow rate using this gate valve. After setting the desired flow rate, the water will enter in the PCM cylinder and we can take readings from the control panel, and the charging process has started. So we have 4 temperature meters. 2 are inside, 2 are indicating the temperature of fatty acid and 2 are indicating the temperature of inlet and outlet. So in order to take a reading of temperature of the PCM material or the fatty acid here, we can take averages of these 2 temperatures. And in case of charging, the inlet temperature should be greater than the outlet temperature. And we can do the similar thing for each of these cylinders. So let's say we want to work on another PCM material, which is paraffin wax. So we'll switch off the flow on fatty acid and we'll switch on the flow on paraffin wax. Again setting the desired flow rate using the gate valve. And then from the control panel, we can take the readings on paraffin wax section. The same can be done for the third PCM also. Now once we have charged the cylinders, we have to leave it for some time to compensate for the storage period. So that the temperatures settle down and we have consistent heat inside the PCM cylinder. Now to start the discharging process, we have to again flow water from cold water tank to the desired PCM cylinders using these valves. So again, each of these cylinders have individual valves, so we can flow water through them using the desired valves. And then after the discharging process, we can collect water again into the hot water tank. So if we want to do one more round of experimentation, we can transfer the fluid to hot water tank. If we don't want to continue with the experimentation, we can transfer the fluid to the used HTF tank, and then we can use that water. And this is how this setup works.